McKinsey versus BCG versus Bain. By the end of this video, you're going to know the key differences between these three top strategy consulting companies. Many people would be totally ecstatic to get an offer from any one of these firms, but I'm going to give you the inside scoop, so by the end of this video, you're going to know which one would be the best personality and culture fit for you. I personally worked at Bain & Company, and I've helped over 600 people get their dream consulting offer, and many of them actually end up choosing one of these three firms. And there are key differences such as culture, how hard you work, and what industries you can specialize in, and much more that you need to know if you're interested in working at any of these. In this video, we'll cover what sets McKinsey apart, what sets BCG apart, and what sets Bain apart. Make sure you watch until the very end of this video, and I'm going to give you the key differentiators to help you decide which of McKinsey, BCG, or Bain consulting firms is the right fit for you. Hi, my name is Davis. If you want more videos like these covering the different consulting firms, hit the like button and I'll create more. McKinsey, BCG, and Bain, also known as MBB, can seem very similar to those who are new to the consulting industry, but each firm considers their culture and approach to client work very differently. Each firm looks for recruits in a different way who understands their firm's uniqueness as well as who fits the firm the best. Getting a job offer from any of these MBB firms might sound like it's more than enough, but to do the type of work that you most enjoy, as well as get the best out of your experience in consulting, you want to be able to dig a little bit deeper to make sure that you go to the firm that matches you the best. I'll go through each of these firms, starting with McKinsey. McKinsey, the oldest, the largest, and often considered the most well-known of the big three, was founded in 1926 by James O. McKinsey, a professor at the University of Chicago. McKinsey has evolved over time, but it has also kept its culture intact. The obligation to dissent runs deep in McKinsey's culture and was shaped under the leadership of 𝗷𝗫𝗲𝗲, who is often considered the spiritual founder of the modern-day McKinsey, and was also the managing partner from 1950 to 1967. He believed that each and every individual in the firm should dissent if they felt that their team's problem-solving was flawed or the recommendation they were giving was not the best for the client. This means, yes, that if you're a brand new hire, a new business analyst who just joined the firm on your first case and it's your first week, and you don't think the team's recommendation for the client is the right course of action for the client, you're expected to put your hand up, stop the meeting, and talk through your reservations so that the team can hash out the issue and come to a better solution. McKinsey has been quick to adapt to changing times. The firm was an early adapter in the concept of functional groups to deal with the increased complexity in the type of problems that their clients were facing. For instance, if McKinsey is hired by a Silicon Valley social media company to make sure that it's meeting its target for active daily users and the income targets as part of an acquisition deal, it might be helpful to have someone with coding experience on the team. Or if you're undertaking a lean transformation of a manufacturing site, you're probably going to want someone with deep operational experience. McKinsey values generalist problem-solving skills, but McKinsey also knows that having someone on the team with deep experience can help bring up all the other team members to speed and solve the problem much faster than pulling all-nighters. McKinsey has spikes in deep functional knowledge in sales and marketing, data analytics and coding, and operational excellence. More recently, McKinsey has gotten into the digital realm of technology and artificial intelligence-driven transformations. McKinsey values collaboration and encourages knowledge sharing across geographies as well as functional groups. This means that getting on the phone with someone late at night because of a time zone difference or spending a bit of time on planes. McKinsey's recruiting process is actually quite similar to BCG and to Bain's, with some nuances in the initial screening as well as the interviews themselves. Interviewer-led cases. McKinsey case interviews are interviewer-led rather than candidate-led. This means that your interviewer will lead you through a series of problems to solve rather than letting you decide where and how to start solving the case. This is because McKinsey believes that by having a directed sequence of questions, it'll be easier to compare one candidate's answers to another. This format of the interview doesn't change the difficulty, however. If you follow the same four-step process of opening, structuring, analysis, and recommendation, you can ace the case. Fit assessment. In McKinsey's recruiting process, the fit of a candidate is checked in all of the interviews. The behavioral questions are either asked at the beginning or towards the end of the interview, with the rest of the interview being focused on the case. McKinsey goes deep on fit interviews, drilling down on a topic by asking several questions about it, rather than moving on to different behavioral questions. For example, your interviewer might ask, "Tell me about a time when you were on a team and helped the team overcome a setback." The interviewer might then follow up with questions such as, "Tell me about your personal impact on overcoming this problem," as opposed to that of other team members. And how now, looking backwards, could you have foreseen this problem? How would you avoid a similar setback in the future? Fit traits tested. Apart from the common traits of problem solving and leadership, McKinsey also tests the personal impact and entrepreneurial drive of candidates. Personal impact assesses how well you can persuade others to come to your point of view. Entrepreneurial drive means doing what it takes to solve the problem, finding creative solutions around lack of data or other roadblocks. Use of digital assessments. McKinsey for a long time recruited on campuses at core schools, also known as target schools, and hired most of their new business analysts and associates from these prestigious schools. With a broader focus on hiring the best talent, regardless of geography, McKinsey has started using online assessments, particularly SOLVE, the McKinsey problem-solving game, to effectively gauge the problem-solving skills of individuals and what they bring into the recruiting process. The alumni base for McKinsey is broad and influential. Here are some notable alumni. 𝗩𝗶𝗱𝗲𝗄, who is the CEO of Alphabet and Google, Sheryl Sandberg, who went on to become the CEO of Meta and Facebook, A.T. Kearney, the founder of Kearney, Jane Fraser, who became the CEO of Citi. Does McKinsey's culture as well as their approach to client work excite you? Well, let's move on to BCG so you can compare the two firms. BCG was founded by Bruce Henderson in 1963 with a vision of being a pioneer in bold new approaches to running a company and helping organizations become ready to win. Henderson always believed in breaking the status quo, which has since become part of BCG's DNA. BCG is known for being the forerunner of thought leadership in the consulting world. BCGers strive to break the status quo and are highly academically driven. BCG, like other consulting firms, have functional groups, but they also believe in tailoring solutions to the client's unique requirements. This leads to heavy brainstorming and requires thinking outside the box while crafting the recommendations. To continue their never-ending innovation, people at BCG take pride in staying up to date with all the changes in public policy, the financial markets, and disruptions in the global business. It is common at BCG to be able to see people having healthy debates among each other about current affairs, businesses, in order to broaden their own horizons. BCG believes in contributing to society. Throughout the year, on various days, BCG runs community service drives where BCGers come together and contribute to charities in their community. This helps BCGers come together outside of work and helps in building stronger bonds with each other and their community. The BCG recruitment process has many similarities to that of McKinsey and Bain, but there are certain aspects that matter more to BCG. Interviewee-led cases. BCG interviews are interviewee, also known as candidate-led. This means that after you break down the client's problem into its component parts, you, the interviewee, decide where to start. The ability to drive the interview while letting the interviewer know the reasoning behind your step is important to passing the case interview round. It's also important to succeed at the firm. Tailored case structures and solutions. BCG is known as the nerdy of the MBBs, and this shows up in BCG's tendency to solve every client's problem in a tailored way. When you're applying to any consulting firm, you want your case structure to be tailored to the problem at hand and the client being presented. This especially applies when you're applying to BCG. Show your cultural fit throughout your interview. BCG is all about its people and culture. When interviewing at BCG, show that you're personable, coachable, and have a go-getter mindset. You can show that you're coachable by incorporating the interviewer's feedback to you during the case interview without seeming flustered. And you can also show that you're a go-getter by providing examples of times when you went up and beyond when you were in a paid position, a job, or even a volunteer opportunity. Fit traits tested. In the behavioral interview portion, BCG focuses on the leadership skills, resilience, that is recovering and redirecting if one potential solution doesn't work out, influence, that is convincing others of your approach to a problem, and impact, making measurable business improvements, such as reducing the quality issues for a manufacturer or helping an e-commerce business increase their revenues. People from BCG continue to create an impact even after they leave the firm. Here are a few of the BCG alumni. Indra Nooyi, who went on to become the CEO of Pepsi, Steve Hafner, who became the CEO of Kayak.com, also known as Kayak Travel, Enrique Ramirez, who became the CFO of Pizza Hut, Sally Blount, who went on to become the Dean of the Kellogg School of Management, Bill Bain, founder of Bain & Company. Does BCG's culture or the way they approach client work resonate with you? Before you make your final decision, let's look at Bain. By the way, if you're interested in becoming a management consultant, check out the link below and you can book a free 30-minute strategy session with my team. And on that call, we'll walk you through how you can land your dream offer, whether it's at McKinsey, BCG, Bain, or another amazing firm. Bain is the smallest and youngest of the MBB consulting firms. Bain was founded by Bill Bain after he left the Boston Consulting Group in 1973. Bain is all about their clients and the results that their projects deliver. This is one key reason why Bain is among the big three. Bain aligns its own financial incentives with that of their clients. So Bain wins only when the client wins. That is why Bain likes to market that their clients actually outperform the S&P 500 4-1. Bainies live by the model of work hard, play hard. They believe in developing strong professional and personal relationships. You can often see Bainies having a drink together after a long work day or coming together on the weekends. A Bainey never lets another Bainey fail explains a lot about what to expect at Bain. The strong bonding culture helps make the Bain hours a lot more manageable. one can expect another Bainey to only be one call or one text message away. The Bain culture takes pride in helping people when they're stuck in the weeds, pulling up when they're in the low moments, and also setting them up for success. Almost all consulting firms have the same career progression with slight differences in position names. The MBB firms all have an up or out policy where individuals must earn promotions within a certain time frame, or they'll be asked to explore other opportunities either within the firm or outside the firm. But Bain has the highest retention rate among the MBB firms. Baineys have an edge in how they shape their progression. They get an opportunity to customize their own professional journey. At Bain, it's called choose your own adventure. That is, you can make your experience at Bain however it is that you would like to. You can take externships, you can work on social impact work, or you can take time off of Bain to do the things that you're passionate about. For example, while I was at Bain, I was also able to compete in the World Championships of Public Speaking, and Bain actually hired me a coach throughout the period to support me in my goals outside of Bain as well. The level of input that Baineys have in their personal development as well as their professional development may be one of the reasons why Bain alumni are so successful. Interviewee-led cases. Like BCG, Bain uses interviewee-led cases. Bain cases focus on understanding when the data is enough to make a recommendation and not just boiling the ocean. That is, waiting until you have 100% of the data. If you're interviewing at Bain and at any point during the Bain case interview, you feel like you have enough information to go on to make a recommendation, don't hesitate. Walk your interviewer through why you think that you're ready to make your recommendation, and then go ahead and proceed with it. The interviewer will appreciate your confidence and also your ability to be able to drive the case from the analysis to the recommendation. Fit traits tested. Bain primarily focuses on the trait of entrepreneurship, finding a creative way to solve problems and get around roadblocks, the ability to lead, and teamwork. Bain Experience Interview. Bain's behavioral interview is also known as the Bain Experience Interview, which is similar to any fit interview with an emphasis of getting to know the interviewee in detail. Your interviewers can sometimes ask follow-up questions to better understand your examples and how well you can fit into the Bain culture. Bain is the youngest of the 3 MBBs, but they also have their share of notable alumni. 𝗢𝗵𝗵𝗲𝗍𝗂, who went on to become the CEO of YouTube. Mark Pincus, who ended up founding and becoming the CEO of Zynga. Rachel Holt, who became the general manager for Uber. And John Donahoe, who became the CEO of Nike. Do you think that Bain's culture and approach to client work is the right fit for you? As promised, I wanted to give you some tips, actually shortcuts, to determine if McKinsey, BCG, or Bain is the right fit for you. McKinsey might be the right fit for you if you want to deep dive into a particular industry or solve a particular type of problem. That is because at McKinsey, you can actually specialize a lot earlier than if you were at BCG or Bain. This is especially important if you have an interest in one of McKinsey's key areas or functional focuses. McKinsey is the right place for you, especially if you value the obligation to dissent. That is, if you think the team's problem solving is going the wrong way, it's customary and expected that you speak up. And among the 3, McKinsey is also the most globally integrated. So if you're a fan of bringing your expertise around the world and bringing the best of McKinsey with you, McKinsey is the right choice for you. BCG is the right choice for you if you value innovative thinking and you believe that it's important to tailor a solution to the individual client every single time. BCG is also a good choice if early mentorship is important to you. Bain might be the best strategy consulting firm for you if you value having strong bonds with the people who you work with and you believe in a work hard, play hard attitude. Because of Bain's local staffing model, you'll often be working in the office with those around you, and as a result, there's a lot more Bain events going on. It's also the right pick for you if you want to carve your own professional journey that includes not just client cases, but also sabbaticals, externships, and having exposure to fields that Bain is known for, such as private equity. So there you are. Now that you know the major differences between McKinsey, BCG, and Bain, you're better equipped to know which company would be the better fit for you. Now, if you're serious about becoming a management consultant, I want to help you get there. In the description and pinned comment below, you'll find a way to book a free 30-minute strategy session with my team, where we're going to walk you through step-by-step how you can land an offer at a place like McKinsey, at BCG, at Bain, so you can actually choose which firm you want to work at. My team and I have helped over 600 people just like you start a career at McKinsey, at Bain, at BCG, and at other amazing consulting firms. And we want you to be our next success story. But you don't have to take my word for it. Hear from someone who actually went through our program and landed their dream consulting offer.